Hi there. You on the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
Have you encountered an overzealous boss? Have you been coerced to show enthusiasm at work? Have you read a compliance manual? Have you dealt with human resources? Have you received a performance review? If you answered yes to any of the preceding questions, I am recommending Severance to you. The series' second season concluded 2 weeks ago, and a third season has been confirmed. In this video, I will explore one of Severance's themes with minor spoilers. I want to attract eyeballs so I can discuss Severance with more people. Everyone has a unique understanding of it, because everyone brings unique experiences to it. If you've spent time in an American workplace during the past or present century, Severance will be meaningful to you. That is, your circumstances will be reflected. You will find relevance. I'm encouraging an exchange of perspectives to construct new interpretations. The series' most attractive quality might be relatability, the sense of connection and empathy due to shared trials. Like the rest of us, you're just trying to make sense of it all. Hang in there. Today's theme is Industry as Religion, and you've earned a music commentary experience. Welcome to Galactic Initiative. I'm your host, Jeff. Typically, I analyze Star Wars productions, but lately I've been branching out. Thanks Daniel and Laura for recommending Severance. To me, it's a combination of Wes Anderson, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Eyes Wide Shut, and Office Space. Dan Erickson conceived and wrote it. Ben Stiller directed 11 of its 19 episodes and produced its sum. Season 1 premiered in February 2022. Season 2 premiered in January 2025. The popcorn meter displays 85% and 70% respectively. I vouch for the series' writing, direction, acting, cinematography, production design, and music. I won't list the entire cast, but I'll recognize Adam Scott, Britt Lauer, John Turturro, Tramell Tillman, Christopher Walken, and Patricia Arquette. The visual storytelling is unusually evocative or emotive. Severance's locations, costumes, furniture, automobiles, and devices recall the 70s, 80s, and 90s, with cold, bleak, depressing, and occasionally frightening twists. The sets are full of cleverly fabricated and positioned props. The aesthetic is corporate dystopia. In addition to the series' main theme, a haunting piano composition, I appreciate the creator's selection of pop, rock, and jazz songs. The music always thoughtfully aligns with the content. Overall, the series is well-crafted, entertaining, and thought-provoking. Severance has a million details that lead to a million questions. Many things are ambiguous, open-ended, mysterious. Think Lost in the hands of a competent storyteller. Its symbolism has symbolism, but we'll take a broader approach by exploring one of its themes. As I already mentioned, each viewer can contribute a distinct perception.
If you're watching this, you've recently made Severance a part of your workplace. As unsevered management, we're entrusted with interpersonal nourishment.
In the world of Severance, faith and enterprise coalesced. A corporation supplanted religion to become religion, complete with scriptures, observances, and rituals, to an extent that remains unsettlingly vague even after 2 seasons. Watchers share the main character's local perspectives, but allusions to worldwide branches and global strategies tease a sinister multinational organization. Lumon Industries was founded in 1865 by a man named Kier Eagan. The production team invented a larger-than-life Gilded Age robber baron. Kier's private and professional endeavors spawned a system of beliefs and practices, which were codified and canonized with a pseudo-religious tone in Lumon's Employee Compliance Handbook. Kier developed a cult of personality. His descendants maintain strict control of Lumon to the series' present day. Every role at the company required devotion to Kier's handbook.
We employ rigorous orientation protocols. Here are the 127 steps to maximizing glee and enforcing a productive workplace.
Directors showed cultish dedication. which they drilled into the subordinates through operant conditioning. They reinforced compliance with minor perks, such as erasers, finger traps, caricatures, and dance sessions.
Okay.
For these perks, bosses expected disproportionate gratitude and loyalty, as if they had given something worthwhile to the winners. Major achievements earned a special meal and performance in an exact recreation of Kier's house. The performance was disturbing by eyes wide shut standards. Administrators punish non-compliance with guilt trips, gaslighting, and self-disgrace.
Forgive me for the harm I've caused this world. None may atone for my actions but me.
Productivity was not humanity's natural state according to Lumon's tenets. The handbook chronicled Kier's victories over his own flawed construction. He committed trespasses or transgressions, but ultimately he was deified because he succeeded in business. He achieved an enlightened state of efficiency by taming the four tempers: woe, frolic, malice, and dread. Consequently, Lumon's principles betrayed a dim view of humanity. They assumed an innate tendency toward unproductiveness and disobedience that required Kier's teachings to instill compliance. In actuality, output was the goal. Like many cult leaders, Lumon's managers use guilt to manipulate their underlings. They often invoked Kier when faced with challenges.
In ancient times, the king of Sweden himself was known to go incognito amongst his people in the hopes of learning their true grievances. He would don an old gray robe, a krakshupen. Kier Eagan himself was known to do so in his ether factories.
Kier, chosen one, Kier. Kier, brilliant one, Kier.
The Kier Anthem, dear viewers. Lumon isolated its departments and menials. Only the CEO and his circle of trusted associates had true freedom. All others were supposed to demonstrate unfaltering faith in the founder and their current supervisor. Tasks were neither fulfilling nor fruitful for employees. They spent endless hours refining data, changing decor, or surveilling coworkers, and they relied on their supervisors for feedback. Assignments lacked obvious signs of long-term progress. Complete a file, receive another file. No explanations. Propaganda rebuffed queries. Serving Lumon was its own reward. Theirs not to reason why, over and over again. The corporation's unseen board conveyed Kier's will via the aforementioned trusted associates. In other words, the CEO's inner circle spoke for the board, but neither the board nor the associates responded to concerns, and unhappiness was met with shaming or worse. Their decisions were absolute because they represented Kier and Lumon, and they operated at the highest level. They had the vision. They were beyond accountability. Their stewardship filled living spaces and workplaces with Lumon products. The company's logo appeared on everything from ventilators to vending machine snacks. Yet profit was never discussed. Perhaps the faith had transcended money, or perhaps the corporation had transcended insolvency and regulation. Was it too big to fail? Were its leaders too powerful to question? Iconography was a key ingredient of Lumon's coercion. Haunting paintings of Kier adorned rooms and hallways. Busts of Kier occupied desks and bookcases. Statues of Kier overlooked public areas in a town named Kier. An internal museum called the Perpetuity Wing featured wax figures of the Eagan CEO lineage. Creator Dan Erickson described it as a church for Lumon employees. Branch Office 501 was meant to awe observers, despite its poverty of stained glass, onion domes, gold inlay, and other aggrandizements. A massive building with a massive lobby with a massive engraving of Kier's head silently informed viewers of Lumon's religiosity. I thought of the Soviet Union. Does Kier's profile remind you of anyone?
I'm thrilled to welcome you to your first ever outdoor retreat and team building occurrence.
An insidious part of Lumon's dogma was its language. The writer and director satirized corporate doublespeak, full of hollow buzzwords, euphemisms, and acronyms, for comedy, but also something darker. If you've recited verses you don't fully comprehend, for reasons you don't fully comprehend, you might recognize this classical conditioning. Lumon's bosses had a curious vocabulary.
The grandfather would cherish what you've done. And one day, you will sit with me at my revolving.
Lack of context invited strange, sinister meanings for POV characters and audiences alike. The doublespeak seemed even more oppressive when certain characters spouted it to patronize others during disagreements, as if fluency granted a high horse. The governance and weaponization of language was an astute, frightening parallel between Severance and modern zealots.
Mind professional boundaries, as crossing these may necessitate toxic work environments.
What is your perception of the religious elements in Severance? How do you assess Lumon and its founder, Kier Eagan? Let's open a dialogue in the comments section. In a future video, I might analyze the industry as religion theme with regard to government, economics, and psychology. I could cover theocracy, corpocracy, monarchy, monopoly, market inefficiency, deadweight loss, indoctrination, dehumanization, groupthink, etc. A million details that lead to a million questions. Severance is enjoyable for its complexity. Productions that respect your intelligence and challenge your conception of reality are rare. They deserve acclaim. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.